What is up, everyone? Neumatix here, and welcome back to another mod vs. mod episode where we pit two mods up against each other, where you see which one reigns supreme over the other. And today we're going to be looking at a couple of Minimap mods. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So one of the obvious Minimap mods that we're going to take a look at is Journey Maps by Tech Brew. It's that little map up in the right hand corner, circular, shows us all the information we need to know about the area we're in. And the other minimap that we're going to be taking a look at is Zero's minimap by 096. It's up in the right hand corner, big and square. I actually have it at its max size right now, but we can enlarge it if I press a key, and I can see everything around me a lot more. This is actually the first minimap mod that I chose to use when I first started modding Minecraft. So the first minimap mod we're going to go ahead and go over is Zero's minimap mod. And I'm not actually sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. I think it might be Arrow, but you know what? We're going to call it Zero because that's how I've always said it. And the reason we're going to go ahead and go over this one first is because it is a lot simpler than Journey Map. And that does not mean that Journey Map's better in any way. I mean, you guys are going to decide later on about that, but I feel they both are pretty good in comparison. If we go down into the options here, we go down to Zero's minimap and see all of the key bindings we need to use this. So we can go ahead and enlarge it on the go. We can go into its exact settings to change anything we want. We can zoom in, out, set waypoints, set a chunk toggle, and we can also set a toggle for slime chunks, which is actually unique to this mod in itself. So I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the toggles that I had. So we can go ahead and hit H to turn it on or off. And I totally said it in the reverse order, but it doesn't matter. So you go ahead and turn it on if you want, and you can turn it off at any point. And then we could go ahead and set waypoints. So we can go ahead and press U is my key binding. We can add one. We can set a dark purple, and we can go ahead and name it whatever we want. So we can say area 2, and we can go ahead and set the letter. This letter is going to show up on the world of wherever we set it. So we go ahead and hit confirm, and then done. And then we go off in this direction, turn around, and I'm going to hit the toggle to turn all the waypoints on. So right there, you see I set two other ones, and they show me the distance of how far they are to one another, or how far they are from me. Now, like I said before, the one cool feature about this mod is the fact that it can show you slime chunks, and that is by pressing one of the key bindings. So I'm going to press that, and on the map, you can tell I'm actually going to be right over one right here. So right underneath me is a slime chunk. Right over next to it is another slime chunk. All over the map, you can see a bunch of them. Now, as for entities on the map, you can see a bunch of little dots, and that is because I made the color yellow for any friendly entity that may be around me, and I made red for hostile mobs. So right over here, if I look down, there might be a hostile mob somewhere down there, probably in a cave system somewhere. So by going ahead and pressing one of the key bindings I have, I went ahead and went into the options for this mod, and we can go ahead and turn the minimap on or off. We can zoom it by this way or by one of the key bindings, which I believe is plus or minus. No, I have it under something else, and I can't remember what it is. So we're not going to mess with that right now. We'll go back to that in a minute. But if we went ahead and went back into those options, we can see we can have a bunch of different options for this. So we have minimap size. We can turn that to auto, tiny, small, medium, large. I really like it as large right now. I probably wouldn't want that all the time. And then we have an entity radar. This is where you can change all of the different colors for any entities that may be on the map as those little dots. So myself, I'm going to be that little white dot. Other players, if you have other people in the world with you, are going to be white as well. You have friendly mobs, hostile mobs, items, and other entities. We also have the option to go ahead and turn the display coordinates on or off. So as you saw right over here, they disappeared, and then I turn it back on, and they're on right there. And then we have a way of changing up the waypoints and how they look. Edit mode is really cool and specific to this mod as well. We can go ahead and grab this and set it over here, or just right there if we wanted to, and just hit confirm. So now my map is right in the almost middle of my screen, and that would actually be kind of annoying. So yeah, we're not going to have that going on. We can go in edit mode and slide it right back up there and go ahead and confirm. So there we go. We can go ahead and set the minimap wherever you want. So if you made it tiny, you could actually probably put it right down here or over in this corner right here to make life simple. A couple last things to go over that this mod can do that the other one cannot, Journey Map cannot, is the fact that it can display redstone, and it can also display flowers. In fact, I don't believe Journey Map was able to display flowers for me. I think it just displays everything that's going on around you. And then we can go ahead and go in here, and we have a couple different little things. The one thing that is not default is showing the biome you're in, which is a default thing for Journey Map. So it was off in the beginning. I turned it on. Another cool thing is both mods can actually do this. When you go down into a cave system, it will actually map out the cave for you. So to show this off, I went ahead and went into my waypoints. I already have one set up, and I'm going to teleport right to it. And then here we go. I'm inside a cave system. And as you can see up in the right hand corner, if I hit Z, I can enlarge it and see a complete mapped out area of this cave system. So now that we got most of that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into journey maps. Up in the right hand corner, you can see it is circular and it is locked in place. Something Zero's map can do as well, but it cannot be square, which is a difference. Journey maps can actually be square in shape if we really want it to be. And the options are a lot different for journey map compared to Zero's map. If we want to go ahead and zoom in and out, we can do that just like Zero's map, and we can go and zoom back out like that. We can go and press J, and this is the big difference between Zero's and journey map. We can go ahead and get this full screen map of a huge area, and we can go ahead and click anywhere. I don't know if you're able to do it in survival, but I know in creative, if I were to double click here, we can set a waypoint and go somewhere we've never even been before. In all honesty, some of the options to turn whether you can see mobs or not, or animals, or pets, or villagers is pretty simple. All you have to do is when you're in this window, you can go ahead and press this, and turn the grid off. So you can have everything turned off to where you would never see any kind of entities, or maybe just mobs, just animals, or pets, or villagers. And you can put that grid back on. Then you have some different options over here, which allow you to see it during the day, a night view, a topography, which will show you the distance between a layer up top and a layer on the bottom, which is deeper into the earth, or which is higher up top. And then we could go ahead and press it back today. Honestly, I never even really use this one, but it is there just in case. Now, the waypoints between these two mods work pretty much the same as well. You can go ahead and make a waypoint through Neumatix by pressing waypoints, create new, and then name it, and then save. And there we go. And we can actually teleport it to if we wanted to. But it looks a lot different than Zero's because it has this huge beam going up and down like that, so you can clearly see it wherever you made it. But we actually turn all of those options off if we wanted to only have a couple of them in the options for this mod. And like I said, if we went ahead and went into the options, you can see it starts getting really confusing really quick if this is the first time you're looking at it. But in all honesty, it's actually pretty simple when you get down into it because it's just a preset for the minimap itself. So you can actually set it to where it's enabled. You have it show caves, show grids, mobs, players, locations, animals, all of these different things you can show. You can actually show the biome like you did in Zero's map or not, and you can also set it to a different location. So you want to see, we can have the player display small dots, big dots, or yeah, just small dots like that. And like I said before, we can go ahead and show a preview, and I'll show you, we can have it square, just like Zero's map, or even bigger as a rectangle, but I honestly like it just like this. One of the options that's available for this mod that's not for Zero's is the option to show FPS, so you can actually see your frames per second up on top of the map right there if you really wanted to, and we can also set the size to be ridiculously huge if we really wanted to. I mean, that's kind of outrageous. I would never do something like that. Maybe like this size is tolerable, but I really like it at the 30. And actually something that Zero's can do that journey map cannot is Zero's can be edited like I showed you to move it anywhere you want. But in this case, you can only move it in these different areas. And that's about it. So now that we've gone ahead and gone over these mods, let's go ahead and figure out the big differences between the two of them. Zero's map can easily be enlarged by going ahead and pressing the key binding and showing you a bigger area of the map. Journey map allows you to go ahead and see a huge full screen area of the map. Zero's map will allow you to go ahead and toggle on and off slime chunk areas for you to see. Journey map will go ahead and show you little arrows on the entities around you, showing if they're on the same level or not. If they are on the same level, they will not have any kind of arrows on them. Zero's minimap mod would allow you to go ahead and see redstone or flowers in the area. Journey map will allow you to see your FPS up on top of the map. Zero's minimap is pretty simple and only has a few options and a couple key bindings that'll control how you use the map itself. Journey maps, on the other hand, can look pretty complicated and has a bunch more options than Zero's minimap does. But alright guys, now it's up to you. Which minimap mod do you believe is better than the other? Zero's minimap mod or journey map? Both of them are really awesome, really cool things to have in your world, but which one reigns over the other? Go and let me know down in the comments below, or let me know down in the comments which one you use personally, or which one you used to use over the other. And if you did like this, go ahead and leave a like, please, and please subscribe to my channel to get content like this every Tuesday. Thanks again, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.